Shalom. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Barakatham to the hopefully elect. Just back with another video. To the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Following after the attack that took place in Nashville, Tennessee with the RV bombing. Alright. If you may not know, they came across another suspicious event with an RV. Another possible attack that could have occurred. We came across this article. The title here says truck playing audio similar to Nashville bomb. RV probed outside city. All right, so again, because following the Tennessee attack, they another suspicious event similar to the Nashville bombing. And I'm gonna read this article because I don't know if this is an ongoing investigation or did they apprehended the suspect. But let's see what this article says. It says a white box truck playing audio similar to the RV that exploded in downtown Nashville on Christmas morning was reported outside the city Sunday, prompting a police probe that ultimately revealed no explosives, according to local authorities and outlets. Sheriff's deputies in Rutherford and Wilson counties are investigating a box truck parked at a store playing audio similar to the Christmas explosion in Nashville. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office tweeted Sunday afternoon. The driver was stopped by deputies and detained. Residents evacuated, investigation active. Officials later told local news outlets that no explosives were found in the truck. The city's Christmas blast was preceded by an eerie audio recording piped from an RV of a voice warning locals of the impending explosion and urging them to evacuate. The classic pop song Downtown by Petula Clark was also bizarrely intermittently played from the vehicle. Sheriff's Office dispatchers Sunday received a call about the white box truck around 10:30 a.m. and located it near Highway 231 by the Cedars of Lebanon State Park, according to local Fox affiliate. Footage posted by local NBC affiliate WSMV shows a police robot approaching the vehicle, apparently to search for possible explosive. The park sites about 30 miles east of Nashville, where the RV exploded Friday outside an AT&T building, injuring 3 people. Officials on Sunday named Anthony Quinn Warner as the perpetrator and lone fatality of that blast. Investigators are reportedly probing whether the blast Warner, a 63-year-old area computer expert, harbored fears about 5G cellular technology and alleged surveillance of Americans. Officials had said there was little fear of following up incidents. All right, so again, just following, the bombing that took place in Nashville, Tennessee. I guess apparently this the second suspicious RV, this event, they didn't find anything. The suspect apprehended or whatever the case may be. Because paying attention to this bombing event, and seeing how this plays out, because this could be another, I'll say, this could be another 9/11 event. I'm just trying to choose my words carefully. Another setup event. Because mainly, what I've me personally just been looking out for is just see if they tie this to the the Hebrew Israelites, because the demonization of the Israelites is coming, the persecution. So that's what I mainly look for, but this could definitely play out a number of ways. They could set this up to where because Joe Biden, he's still coming for those guns, so they could set it up to where, these attacks, give them an excuse or whatever to, come after the guns. All right. Um, dealing with his RVs, because they, being that they're about to, evict a lot of people, you know, and a lot of people, probably aren't going to have a place to stay or whatever. A lot of people might turn to RVs, living in the RVs, and you know, being that these events are taking place, all right, they could make it difficult or whatever the case may be. But the point being that this can play out a number of ways, because the scriptures talk about it talks about being not being ignorant of Satan's devices, because he's a really crafty serpent, I'll say, right? So however this plays out, man, just continuing to sit back and see how this unfolds. But basically, the point of me doing this video, all right, is for the fact that basically, you're going to start seeing a lot of these events take place, because go ahead and get right into it. You're going to start, basically, America is going to start getting touched, and you're going to start seeing a lot of these different events going on. All right. Get this Isaiah 47:1, because America is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. Isaiah 47:1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." And one of the many names America is known in the Bible, again, here I just read the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, because not only is America known as Babylon, but she's also known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. And why is that? Because for the most part, America hasn't been touched. All right, America hasn't been touched like a lot of these like how a lot of these other places have been touched. A lot of these places are these third-world countries are a result from America. America's known for going to different places and bombing other places. All right, the majority of these third-world countries is a result of America. All right, and as it's been told, America eventually is going to become a third-world country. All right, but again, being that America, it hasn't been touched concerning warfare and things of that nature. Like I said, in the near future, you're going to start this place is going to start being touched, and she's not going to be known no more as the virgin daughter. All right, you're going to have different nations invading this land. All right, once the wars start popping off. All right, reading on, it says, "Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Why? Because again, eventually America is going to start getting touched. This land is going to start getting invaded. All right. Because also, this land is known as the unwalled the. See if I can find this real quick. I think it's in this chapter. Just bear with me as I look for this. I think it's in this chapter. Unvillaged walls, that's what it says. Let me see if I can find it. All the atrocities that this place has committed against Yahweh Shemel Shai and against the saints. All right, again, this place is going to start getting judged. All right. Again, bear with me as I look for this. Because I do have some other precepts saved up, but and I might already have it saved up alongside the precepts that I have. Um, okay, so apparently not, it's not in this chapter, so I'll just go ahead and get into the other precepts that I've got lined up. All right. Let me see where I can I'll just go ahead and read on down, read these in order as I got them lined up. Jeremiah 50 and starting at verse I'll start at verse 1 just for the simple point, that this is talking about concerning Babylon, all right, which again it is Babylon is America, all right. Jeremiah 51, it says, the word of Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. All right. So just like Jeremiah, which, Jeremiah was a prophet, during his time, he spoke, these words concerning Babylon during his time. All right. The prophets are doing the same thing today, lifting up that standard against Babylon today, which, again, Babylon, America is known in the Bible as Babylon. All right. Verse 2 says, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal it not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. All right, so again, because the time is going to come where these different nations are going to start invading this land. All right, there's rumored talk about China preparing to, invade America. There's a lot of rumors and things going on, like China linking up with Canada, and just all type of rumors out there. There's so many to keep up. Different nations getting ready to invade America. All right. Because again, ultimately, the Bible does talk about, it's prophesied that eventually America will be completely and utterly destroyed by ICBM missiles. All right. But again, before that takes place, because the Lord is strategically, he's breaking this place down from the inside and out. All right. Because, you got a looming economy collapse. All right. The dollar's about to collapse. All right. This place is failing, circling the drain. So again, it's all strategically being set up by Yahweh Shemel Shai. The Lord is destroying this place from the inside and out. All right. And, these, because here, it says the north, for out of the north, there cometh up a nation against her. Yeah. And ultimately, again, that's going into more so the, because Russia is prophesied that Russia is going to, pretty much destroy this place, but again, before that takes place, like I said, eventually this land of America is going to start getting touched. All right, it's going to start getting invaded. All right. Going to the next precept, Jeremiah 51 and 58. It says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and with the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. All right. As a matter of fact, let me see if it's, in this chapter concerning the unwalled villages. All right, because again, it's pretty much easy for anyone to just come in and invade the land, because this place is it basically it has no protection. you know um yeah, I don't want to waste too much time looking for it, but let me just read that precept again. Jeremiah 51 and 58, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and our high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary." All right, because again, this landmass of America is unprotected. All right, anyone could just come in and just start invading this land. All right, and that's part of the pride of this place. All right, because again, like I said, one of the reasons America is not only known as Babylon, but it's known as the Virgin Daughter of Babylon, because this place hasn't been touched. A lot of these simple Babylonians, they believe in their heart that not only has this place never really been touched, but it can't be touched. All right, because these Babylonians are still walking around thinking that America is this super world power, and the greatest nation of all time and whatnot. All right, when that's far from the case, because like I said earlier, the Lord is strategically he's bringing this place down from the inside and out. All right, because again, eventually once these wars start popping off, all right, World War III is on the horizon. It's brewing up. And once it's on the popping, you're gonna have these different nations start invading this land, and tearing these streets up of America. And ultimately that's going to lead to a complete desolation, because like I said, eventually America will be completely utterly wiped out. So on to the next precept, Ezekiel 26 and 12. It says, "And they shall make a spoil of thy riches, and make a prey of thy merchandise, and they shall break down thy walls, and destroy thy pleasant houses, and they shall lay thy stones and thy timber and thy dust in the midst of the water." All right. So again, just showing more and more of how this unprotected land, all right, eventually it's going to become a spoil, and eventually it's going to become a third world country. All right, it's pretty much, already a third world country, but not to the extent like these other nations. But again, pretty soon it's going to be like I read in Isaiah 41, it's like Isaiah 47 and 1. All right, the Lord's going to bring this place to the dust. It's going to bring this place to a low estate. All right, before and I'm talking about before it becomes a complete desolate wasteland. All right, because you got people trying to flee. You got people trying to flee because that feeling is in the air to people with common sense, of course. All right, because of course you got simple Jake, man. They still just lollygagging around like everything's all right, and things are going to bounce back, things are going to get better. All right, but for people with common sense, they for the most part they know and understand that this place is going down. All right, so they're trying to flee and get the hell up out of Dodge, because America is very soon is about to become it's about to be the worst place to be. It's about to become the worst place to be on the planet. All right, the best is being saved for last, man. Like I always say. All right, that's because the all the iniquities and atrocities, the sins have reached unto heaven. Pursuant to Revelation 18, the Lord's going to start judging this place. All right. So this place is about to be like I said, it's about to become a third world country very soon. So Ezekiel 38:10. Oh, that's the spirit. All right. So Ezekiel 38:10, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh the power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into my mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." And this is concerning, going back to Russia, all right, when you read verse 1, verse 2, it says, "Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him." Right? And over there in the land of Magog today are those Russians, the current inhabitants of the land of Magog. All right, this is concerning the Russians, because it's prophesied that Russia is going to completely annihilate America via nuclear missiles. All right, because like I said, you got this World War III looming in the background. All right, you get this beef between Israel and Iran. All right, and like I said, once it's on and popping, man, all right, because the scriptures talk about how the least of the flock shall draw him out, and that's talking about Israel is pretty much going to be the reason that America gets drawn into World War III, all right, and because of that, again, that's what's gonna the ultimate result of that is going to be America being completely annihilated, all right, because America is Israel's biggest ally. And concerning Iran, all right, Russia is, backing up Iran, and once you read on, it goes into, Meshach, a Tubal, what is it? When you read verse 5, it says, "Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet." So again, because once Israel and Iran start going at it, America's going to get involved, and then you're going to have Russia get involved, as well as those, all the Russia's allies, all right, Turkey, and all those other places, China, and all those other places, they're going to link up, all right. And again, this is what's going to cause to start. This is what's going to cause America to start getting invaded, all right. Because the Lord is stirring things up, and He's putting the thoughts into the minds of these heathens, to act out His will. That's pretty much what I read here in verse 10. I'll read it again. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh the power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." So again, because ultimately it's the Heavenly Father, He's the one stirring things up and putting the thoughts into these different leaders of these different nations and whatnot. All right. So again, because this is concerning, Gog and Magog, which again, currently is being inhabited by those Russians. Verse 11, it says, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages." So that's what I was looking for. That's what I was quoting earlier. The land of unwalled villages, which is America, because again, pretty much America is just like a sitting duck. Anyone can just come over here and just invade this land. But again, because you got a lot of people that they don't think that World War III is going to take place. They think that America is just the same superpower that dropped those big boy Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those bombs. All right. People are thinking that America is still that superpower that it once was before, when in reality, all right, all these nations, they are pretty much, rising up to the occasion now. All these nations, they have nuclear power now. They all have stacking up on ICBM missiles and whatnot, because America's not the big bully on the block that it once was. Everyone's, stacking up and racking up now. You even got China talking about still being rumored that China is building up super soldiers. All right. So America, it's just he's just not the big bully on the block anymore. But again, because you got people that's still in that mindset that America is still the superpower, when that's far from the case. All right. And that's the pride of these people. All right, these average Babylonian citizens, man, they're very prideful. You know, they these patriotic Babylonians. All right, you know, they don't think that America can or ever will be touched. Which again, you know, that's far from the case, because very soon, all right, this unprotected land is going to start getting invaded. It's going to start getting touched, and she's not going to be known as the virgin daughter of Babylon anymore. So reading on, it says, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Yeah, because again, you know, you tell people, you tell people that America is going to start getting touched. All right, it's going to start getting invaded. You know, people, they'll probably laugh you to scorn, or, you know, talk shit or whatever. They all scoff or whatever, because they simply don't believe that America can or will be touched. You know, because they still think this place is something, when it's really, like I said, it's going to become a third world country. You know, and like I said, you know, concerning these bombings and things of that nature, you can start expecting a lot of more of these events to take place. All right. Verse 12, it says, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. All right, because again, you know, a lot of, you know, America's just going to look like something very soon, man. The cities and streets of America are going to start looking like something out of a movie. All right, just desolate buildings and you know, just things just blown up and debris all over the place, and just smoke, dust, ashes, dead bodies. All right, you know, they get ready to bring them foreign troops over here. You know, because on another note, with this whole rise in defunding the police, all right, and with this whole thing with defunding the police, all right, you know, and now information is coming out, articles are coming out about, because they want to concerning the vaccines, all right, the jabs, all right, they want to you know, prioritize the healthcare workers, and a lot of them are saying that they're not with it. You know, a lot of them don't want to take the vaccine. A lot of them don't want to get vaccinated. All right. So, you know, you can expect a lot of, you know, people in the medical fields to, you know, pretty much walk away and quit. All right. They're talking about how you know, hospitals are being overrun, and, you know, there's not enough beds and things of that nature. All right. And they even said that this attack concerning this, the first bombing in Nashville, Tennessee, somehow because I saw something about somehow this might have been an attack on the first responders, you know, but nevertheless, point being that, again, concerning these, you know, people in the medical field and things of that nature, you know, a lot of them, just like the local law enforcement agencies and even the U.S. military, all right, you know, the U.S. cavalry, you know, a lot of them are just gonna, a lot of these people, they're just gonna end up giving up and just turning down and walking away, which again, that's gonna leave room for foreign troops, all right. Because if you don't have enough, you know, law enforcement agencies, you know, medical staff and nurses and things of that nature, all right. I mean, you just see how this is like kind of like brewing up, you know, and paving the way for these foreign troops to come through, all right. But nevertheless, all right, because again, you know, even with the talks with the World War III that's on the horizon, all right, and being that this place is just, you know, it's just a sitting duck, all right. You know, again, you start expecting more of these attacks, these random attacks and explosions and things of that nature. You know, you expect more of these to take place, all right. So I'm gonna go to the Apocrypha. Let me see where I can Second Esdras 15 and make sure I'm still recording. Second Esdras 15 and I'll read verse 18. It says, "For because of their pride," like I said, this place is a very prideful city. You know, a lot of these are average Babylonian civilians. They don't believe that this place can or ever will be touched. You know, they still believe in that. You know, they're just still in that spirit that America is just this great superpower. You know, the greatest nation on earth, right? But because of that pride, reading on, it says, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, yeah, because you know the what comes to mind, like the scene from, if you all watched the movie Red Dawn, all right, when you just had people just you know coming outside, and you just had Chinese troops just you know, coming out of the sky, just planes and helicopters, and you know, just foreign troops, just you know, dropping out of the sky, you know, because what's about to happen, man, it's going to put fear into a lot of people, you know. But nevertheless, all right, because of the pride of these cities, all right, the pride of this whole landmass of America, all right, these things again, you know, the Lord's going to start judging this place, and this place is going to start getting touched, all right. I'm a I'm going to jump down to verse 28. It says, behold, in horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging within wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which again, you know, more so is talking about America, all right? Because again, a lot of those Middle Eastern troops, all right, you still got those Iranians, those Persians, still upset about the killing of the General Soleimani at the beginning of this year, all right? They haven't forgotten about that, you know. They swore vengeance, all right. So again, you know, because you're gonna have a lot of these, you know, Iranian, you know, those Iranians and you know troops from the Middle East, all right, China and Russia and all these other troops start coming over here and invading this land, all right, causing havoc, you know. I'll just go ahead and read it down. Verse 31, it says, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. So you see, because it says they're going to remember their nature, all right? You know, they're going to, because again, you know, you're going to start seeing more of these international and domestic attacks, all right? These cats, you know, come over here and blowing themselves up in the name of Allah, Akbar, and all that stuff, all right? They're going to revert back to their old nature, yeah, and being wild men, all right? You know, people detonating themselves in front of what do you call it? Like the damn, what is it called? Like the you know, like the local shopping centers and things of that nature. All right, just blowing themselves up and detonating themselves. You're gonna start seeing more of these attacks here on American soil. All right. It says, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. All right, so again, you know, basically, all right, all in all, again, you know, these different foreign nations are going to start coming over here, man, and causing havoc, you know, tearing this place up. All right. You know, I mean, you know, women, man, are going to get kidnapped and raped. All right. Killing for sport. These troops, man, they're going to be killing for sport and things of that nature. All right. So I'm going to go to, 2nd Edges 16. 2nd Edges 16 and 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. So you see, all right, because part of the signs, like when you read Matthew 24 and Luke 21, all right, the wars and rumors of wars, all right, like I said, with the looming World War III in the background, all right, all hell's getting ready to break loose, man, from all sides and from all angles, you know, because, you know, the scriptures talk about how men are going to be dying in the wars, you know, the being thrust through with the sword and things of that nature, you know, because, again, you know, not only because, you know, it's, you know, we talk about how it's going to be civil war, you know, war from within, but also war from, you know, from the outside, all right? You know, the different foreign troops coming through and, you know, tearing shit up, you know? And it says, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come, all right? And Ezra's being a man of the Lord, being one of the elect, seeing these visions, all right? And it terrified him, as well as, you know, other prophets. You know, they seen these visions, man, and they were horrified, you know? Because again, man, you know, the Lord is going to start judging this place, man. He's going to start touching this place. This place is no longer going to be known as the virgin daughter, all right? Which you know, if you know a virgin, all right, it's a girl that hasn't been touched, you know, by a man, you know. And again, you know, concerning warfare, America hasn't been touched. When, you know, some might argue the, you know, Pearl Harbor bombing, but, you know, everyone knows, you know, that was pretty much, that was a psyop, you know. And again, you know, whether this was a psyop or not, all right, nevertheless, you can expect more of these, you know, bombings and terroristic attacks and things of that nature to, you know, come over here to the streets of America, you know, cities of America. You know, this place is going to start getting touched, man. All right. You know, so, you know, that's just a quick little something. You know, that's pretty much all I had. So I'm going to end it off there, giving all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.